flowing over into their property. So this is on the edge of the green swamp. This is going towards where we usually go to get out here. So there's probably going to be more of this water in the road.
Look, it's wet out there.
Yep, it sure is.
I knew it put out some water though. You tell when we was looking at the radar, it put out a lot of water over this way.
Yeah, it did a lot this way.
Making everything overflowing
now.
now.
Than in our area.
People's yards look like a lake. Okay, you just keep looking back behind you. Your cars. Dang, look at that.
This is usually fields out here where sometimes we see turkeys out here feeding around. So I got the compass on my phone. This is showing 130 foot elevation.
Mr. Turtle, Mr.
Yep.
Turtle. What a mess.
So this is from Hurricane Milton. Film some of this. So you see it's not all flooded. Everything's not flooded, but we're going to show you most of the places that are. And also, because Chris Connor sent a message a couple days ago, said the Green Swamp was flooded, and he said he was going to put a video out. So he put a video out last night. We just got our internet back up yesterday and our Wi-Fi. So he put a video out yesterday where they drove, him and Bay Auto drove around out here.
Yeah, cars coming up behind you.
They'll go around. They were driving around out here and filming too, all the water. It's really bad out here. They were driving through the roads, water, and they were showing all the areas that's flooded really bad. So you can, if you want to turn it off, coming up to line 10.
Oh, that's a lot of water.
That's a lot of water, yeah.
It's all out here.
Yeah, all this is flooded out here. Filling the water in the road.
Yeah, you can tell all this was underwater.
Yeah.
The road is too. Whoa. I'm gonna get over there a little bit. Oh my gosh. Flood us out. Oh, let's get out of here. Damn.
Yeah, it started going down a little from what he showed in his video where he came through here.
So it was higher than this when he
Yeah, it was a little bit higher.
when he actually drove through it?
Yeah, he drove through all this too. Yeah, so Chris Connor said this was all underwater, so I wanted to come out here and look too and film what we could as well.
I know.
So this water in the road too was higher. It's gone down a little.
Good grief.
Alright, that's good if you want. Oh, look at that.
He's going through a lot of water right there.
It's flowing across the road too, pretty good now. So all this area out here that we go to is going to be closed for a while. So we're at 110 foot elevation right here. So we just passed on one area back here on the right that we go into sometimes. One of the areas we go to. Chris Connor filmed a lot of this. Out here, I'm gonna share the video in the link. I'm gonna share his video in the link for all this here. Well, they came out here and filmed him and Bayauta. So there is some hot spots out here. It's not all completely flooded, but there's a lot of areas here that run along creeks and rivers that's flooded pretty bad. Let's go there.
Yeah, the gates are closed. Now be careful, I mean, yeah.
This is going to be closed for quite a while. All this area out here.
Got my glasses on.
Little alligator right there. So that's good. That's going to make this more dangerous out here too, because you're going to have alligators in places you wouldn't have, and more water moccasins around. Zoom back out some.
Okay.
Just turn both. So here's another spot too, the Green Swamp. This is another good area to go to. It's all flooded. And there's a camp area way back in there. So you wouldn't even be able to get to it right now. So Chris filmed all this too. So it looks like the water actually went down a little bit since he filmed this. I think he filmed this like 2 days ago. Looks like it went down a little. Alright, we're going to go up to another place up here. I'll show this. This is we're at 90 foot elevation right now, here in the Green Swamp. So I've been checking the elevation at different places, like around our house, and at a lake we go fishing at, and in between there, and at work, and places like that. And then out here now at Green Swamp, I'm checking the elevation. So we're at 90 foot elevation right now, 90 feet above sea level, and you can see everything's flooded out here pretty bad. All right, that's good, baby. All right, so we're going to take a look here at the management area. This is one of the hunting areas right here, the Green Swamp Wildlife Management Area. So we'll pull in here for a second and see what this looks like here at the entrance. here, this was showing, it was showing 100-foot elevation. Now it's down to 90. That was just at the on the road itself. So now we're back at 90-foot elevation. But during the hunting season, that's the hunting area back in there. You go in there and check in and go in. You can park and walk in. And we'll go across the street here and see what it looks like. It's another management area across the street. So you can see one of the big pine trees is down. So this is another area that you can go and walk in. Can you see above the gate?
Not really.
Alright, so we're just kind of looking around and showing y'all what it looks like out here right now after Hurricane Milton came through. You can stop it. Alright, so this is another entrance that's all flooded. Flooded pretty bad. And this is by the Withlacoochee River. Look, I think these are the same hogs that Chris Connor filmed. So I'm pretty sure these are the same ones he filmed. So they're out here rooting around out here in the ditch by the road. That noise spooked that one a little bit. But they're out here feeding. So there's still a lot of food source out here, even with the river flooded and the water flooding like that. There's a lot of food source out here. And the hogs, they'll root around. They can smell up to 3 foot on the ground. So they dig up roots and bugs and stuff, just out here rooting around with their noses. And right now too, they'll be picking up acorns. There's acorns falling everywhere right now out of the oak trees, so they'll be getting them too. So this is the Green Swamp. This is actually the headwaters, the beginning of a lot of the rivers. You got the Hillsborough River, the Withlacoochee River. I'm gonna do a video on that. I've been planning on doing a video on that, on the Green Swamp, and I'll tell you all the headwaters, all the rivers and stuff. One of them's Ocklawaha. Yeah, I think it's pronounced Ocklawaha. So it's the Ocklawaha River that goes up into Ocala. This is where it starts in the Green Swamp. This is the headwaters for the Ocklawaha River. And then there's several others that I named there. Alright, so like I said, we're out here doing this because Chris Connor said it was so flooded out here. And Hurricane Milton, when it came through Wednesday night, Thursday morning, it put out a lot of rain. It put out a lot of rain back over this way, more than it did at our house. And out here the water also rises up. So you got the water rises up. And the river's overflowing. You got several rivers out here and several creeks, and they overflow. So I'm putting the link to Chris Connor's video in here too, where him and Bayada were out here. They were out here riding around filming. Because he really shows the flooding really good in it. Alright, so I'm going to get on back in the truck and head on home. I might film a little bit more here and there as we're driving. But this is a good place to stop the video. The noise scared them. Anyway, it's really cool. It's really good to see the wildlife out here thriving. So it's a lot of flooding.
What are you doing?
I'm just filming a minute as we're going up the road. Let me know when you're filming.
Go.
Okay. All right. So y'all watching this video, anybody that's here in Florida or that's been through the path of these two hurricanes, Helene and Milton, comment and let me know where you're at and if you had damage or if you had any damage or flooding or anything like that without power, without internet. Just comment and let me know. Let me know where you're at and what you went through. Alright, and thanks for watching my videos. Okay. So this is the Green Swamp. This is at 90-foot elevation. So this is one of the entrances in the Green Swamp. It's a really huge area. There's a lot of entrances. This is just one of them. Quite a few entrances like this are underwater.
You got a car coming up. Get over there. Damn. Was it like this a while ago?
Yeah. Yeah, it hasn't changed now.
Okay, I just don't want to get flooded. I mean, I know it was like this, but I just wonder if it was deeper.
It's only about 5 or 6 inches there. Okay, so the elevation is showing 117 foot. And that's right here at this boat ramp and lake, where I brought Chloe to walk her around, and we've been here fishing a couple times. This is not far from our home. Okay, now it's showing 120 foot elevation. So it's moving around just a little. It's connected to a lot of satellites there. Alright, so this actually connects to satellites and gives us the GPS elevation. Alright, so what I'm wanting to do here is bring up my compass. Okay, my phone compass is showing 110 foot elevation. And this is at Bartow, actually in Bartow, Florida. Bartow address. Okay, now it went to 120 foot elevation. So let me get these. Okay, it went back to 110. Alright, so 110 foot elevation. And the GPS is showing 125 foot elevation. Alright, so that's not too far apart. Within 10 feet. Alright, so I'm going to start checking this now that I got the GPS compass. And I want to start checking the elevation at different areas. So I'll check it at home too, outside. When I get home, I'll check it out there too. And again, this is here at the lake. So you can see the lake, there's a little bit of woods. There's a few houses right up the road there, some pasture. There's some pasture land here, there's some cattle out there. Alright, so I'm going to check it again at the house and see what it shows. Alright, so while we're driving here, we left the lake, and you can clearly see as we got on up the road that the lake had, down by the lake, it had sloped down a lot. So you could definitely tell we were going uphill and higher elevation. So I'm out on the main road now, and it's showing 157 foot elevation. Alright, Chloe, we're going to go home and get you some water. We're only a few minutes from the house. Yeah, we're gonna go home and get you some water. Okay, so now the GPS shows it's moving a little. 144 feet elevation. I'm still in the truck though, so it's moving just a little. Is this connected to satellites? Alright, so it's going up. It's actually going up some now. Hold on, Chloe, just a second, we'll get out. And I'll get out and I'll compare it with the phone too. Alright, so it looks like 169 elevation, 169 feet at my house. It just went to 170. Alright, I'll give it a minute and we'll get out, and I'll get my phone out too and compare both of them, and we'll see what they do. Okay, girl, you ready to get out? Let me get my seatbelt off. Move back. Get you some water. Get you some water, I'll be right there. Get you some water. Alright, so we're home. She's over getting some water. Alright, so let's look at this and get my phone out. Okay, so my compass. Okay. So my phone compass elevation is showing 130 feet. And the Garmin GPS is showing 151 feet elevation. So I'm going to do a bunch of comparisons as I go around different places and different areas. And then get back out into the green swamp and do some comparisons. Because the Garmin GPS, it connects to satellites, where the phone is connects to satellite. The phone connects to cell phone towers. So I'm gonna do a little research on this too and see what the difference is. Alright, y'all, so I'm at work right now. So you can see I'm at work. This is where I work at, and then I'm gonna try this. Check the elevations here. It's just another place that I'm checking the elevations to see how they match up. I wanted to give them a minute here too. Let me separate them too a little, see if that makes any difference. It's not making a difference. Okay, the phone compass is showing 140 elevation. So the phone compass is showing 140 foot elevation. The Garmin GPS is showing 152 foot elevation. Alright, it just went to 153, 154. So it's changing a little. So the Garmin must change a little depending on the satellites going over. So now it's at 162 foot elevation. The phone is staying at 140 foot elevation. It's not moving. Okay, the Garmin's showing 162 foot elevation. Alright, so this is just another test that I'm doing with them here at a different area. I'm just doing tests at a bunch of different areas, comparing them. And then we'll see how they match up when I get back out to Green Swamp and using it out there. Okay, so I'm at the house right now. And I got these back out. I wanted to film this again with the Garmin GPS and with my phone, the iPhone 12 with the compass. So if you can see that, the iPhone 12 is 130 foot elevation. So this is here at my house at home, 130 foot elevation. And the Garmin is working this 136 foot elevation. Trying to make sure you can see that. It's over here on this side, 136 foot. So it moved a little. This is working off of the Garmin GPS is working off of satellites. GPS satellites. Okay, so it's 137. No, it's moving a little because it's connecting to satellites. Okay, it's at 126, 127, 127 foot elevation. So it's moving a little just depending on the satellites. Alright, and that's working off of GPS from satellites. So the iPhone 12 is 130 foot elevation. So that, because what I was wanting to explain is the iPhone, it works off of 3 different things to get the elevation. It works off of the compass itself, the compass app. Let me get this right. It works off of the compass app. And it works off of a barometric sensor that's inside the phone. These have a barometric sensor in them, and it's also got a device sensor, and all 3 of them combined it gets the elevation. So it's 130 foot elevation, and again, like I said, this is working off of the compass app, a barometric sensor that's inside it, and a device sensor inside the phone itself, where this is connecting to satellites. The GPS Garmin connecting to satellites. Okay, it's showing 122 foot now. So that one moves a little depending on the satellites. Because there's usually anywhere from like 26 to 29 satellites above us that it will connect to. Okay, so what I want to show you here too is, since the Garmin GPS is working off of the satellites to get the GPS position and elevation, this is an app that I use when I fly the drone. I can go on here and see what the wind is. I can see how many satellites, because the drone connects to satellites as well to get the GPS coordinates, so it can when you go up with it, it can return to home based on the GPS coordinates that it gets by itself. So right now over us there's 26 satellites above us right now, and it's locked on to what's this 21.6 satellites that it locks onto to get the information. And I just looked at my weather app too, and everything's about the same as far as the wind and wind gusts. And the sunset at 6:38 p.m. It's the same on my weather app too as well for this location. So I just wanted to show you 22 satellites above us right now, and usually there's more. Usually there's like 26, 29. Alright, so 130 foot elevation, and that one's showing 127 foot elevation right now. 126 foot now. 126 foot elevation. Show this. This is we're at 90 foot elevation. 90 foot elevation right now here in the Green Swamp. So I've been checking the elevation at different places, like around our house, and at a lake we go fishing at, and in between there, and at work and places like that. And then out here now at Green Swamp, I'm checking the elevation. So we're at 90 foot elevation right now, 90 feet above sea level, and you can see everything's flooded out here pretty bad. All right, that's good, baby. And right here, this was showing. It was showing 100 foot elevation. Now it's down to 90. That was just at the on the road itself. So now we're back at 90 foot elevation.